I'm scrolling through my phone, swiping left on another douchebag with abs when Jessica calls. Miguel, you're coming to Oz tonight, right? Jess, I told you. No excuses. Paul and I need our favorite third wheel. I groan. Fine. But if I end up alone at the bar while you two make out, I'm leaving. Deal. Oh, and wear that green shirt. You know, the one that makes your ass look great. Jesus, Jess. I'm not trying to hook up with your boyfriend. Just get your cute butt there by 8. Love you. She hangs up before I can protest. Typical Jessica. I toss my phone on the bed and head to the closet. Green shirt it is. Maybe tonight won't be a total disaster. At least Oz has good drinks. As I'm buttoning up, my phone buzzes. A message from some rando on Grindr you up. I roll my eyes and delete the app. Again, time to face the music and be the world's most awkward third wheel. Little did I know tonight was going to change everything. I push through the door at Oz, the smell of booze and desperation hitting me like a wave. The place is packed, Christmas lights twinkling like some drunk fairy threw up all over the ceiling. I spot Jess waving frantically from a table near the stage. As I weave through the crowd, I catch sight of the guy next to her. Holy shit. Miguel, Jess squeals, pulling me into a hug. This is Paul. Paul stands up, and I swear the whole bar goes quiet. He's tall, dark, and straight out of my wettest dreams. Hey, he says, voice deep enough to make my knees weak. He pulls me into a hug instead of a handshake, and I get a whiff of his cologne. Fuck me. Hi, I stammer, mentally kicking myself. Real smooth, Miguel. Drinks, Jess announces. I'll go grab some. You two chat. Before I can protest, she's gone, leaving me alone with this Adonis. So Paul says, leaning in close, Jessica tells me you're into music. I nod, trying not to stare at his lips. Yeah, Paul, a voice cuts through the crowd. A guy appears, all smiles and perfect hair. You're up next, man. Paul grins. Duty calls. But don't go anywhere, okay? I want to hear more about your taste in music. He actually winks before heading to the stage. I collapse into my chair, heart racing. What the hell just happened? Jess returns, beaming. So, isn't he dreamy? I grab my drink, downing half of it in one go. Jess, what the actual fuck? You didn't tell me your boyfriend was sex on legs. Her smile falters for a second. Oh, right, about that. But before she can finish, the lights dim and Paul takes the stage. As he starts to sing, his eyes lock onto mine, and I know I'm in deep, deep trouble. Paul's fingers dance over the guitar strings, and the first notes of Stay With Maine by Sam Smith fill the air. Holy shit, his voice. It's like honey and whiskey had a baby, and that baby grew up to serenade me personally. I'm transfixed, barely noticing when Jess leans in to whisper, he's good, right? Good? He's fucking phenomenal. Paul's eyes lock onto mine as he hits the chorus. Oh, won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. Is it hot in here, or is it just me? I loosen my collar, taking another swig of my drink. This is my favorite part, Jess says, but I barely hear her. Paul's gaze hasn't left mine, and I swear he's singing directly to me. But that's crazy, right? He's with Jess, my best friend, who I would never, ever betray. As the song ends, the crowd erupts in cheers. Paul takes a bow, flashing that killer smile. Thank you, Ozzy says into the mic. This next one's for someone special. My heart skips a beat. Is he looking at me again? No way. I'm imagining things. The alcohol's getting to me. Yeah, that's it. Paul launches into another song, something upbeat this time. I try to focus on Jess, on anything but him, but it's useless. I'm drawn to him like a moth to a flame. I need to use the bathroom, I mutter to Jess, standing up abruptly. She gives me a weird look. You okay? Yeah, just be right back. I stumble towards the restroom, my head spinning. What the hell is wrong with me? I need to get a grip. I push open the bathroom door, desperate for a moment alone to clear my head, but as I step inside, I collide with someone coming out. "Oh, easy there," a familiar voice says, steadying me. I look up, and my breath catches in my throat. It's Paul. And we're alone. My back's against the bathroom wall, Paul's hands on my shoulders. The air's thick with tension and the faint smell of his cologne. "You okay?" he asks, voice low. I nod, not trusting myself to speak. We're so close I can see the flecks of gold in his eyes. "Your performance was..." I start, but words fail me. "Yeah," a smile plays at the corner of his lips. "Tell me." My heart's pounding so loud I'm sure he can hear it. It was. Intense. Intense. He leans in closer, and I swear I stopped breathing. "I was singing to you, you know." "Wait, what?" "But Jess," I begin. She whispers, his thumb grazing my lower lip. And then he kisses me. It's like fireworks and lightning in every cliché I've ever rolled my eyes at. His lips are soft but demanding, and I'm melting into him before I can stop myself. For a moment I forget everything, where we are, who we are, why this is so wrong. All I know is Paul, his body pressed against mine, his hands in my hair. Then reality crashes back like a bucket of ice water. I push him away, gasping. "We can't, Jess." "Miguel, it's not." Paul starts, reaching for me. But I'm already bolting, shoving past him and out of the bathroom. My mind's reeling, guilt and desire warring inside me. I spot Jess at our table, laughing with some friends. She looks up, sees me, and waves. Fuck! What have I done? I plaster on a smile and head back, praying she can't see the guilt written all over my face. As I sit down, Paul emerges from the bathroom, looking slightly disheveled. Our eyes meet for a split second, and the air crackles with unspoken tension. "Everything okay?" Jess asks, looking between us. I nod, taking a large gulp of my drink. "Yeah, everything's great." But as Paul sits down next to Jess, his leg brushing against mine under the table, I know nothing will ever be the same again. 2 weeks after the kiss, my phone buzzes. It's Jess. My stomach drops. "Hey stranger," she says when I pick up. "Long time no see." "Yeah, sorry," I mumble. "Work's been crazy." Lie. I've been avoiding her, Paul, Oz, basically anywhere I might run into them. "Listen," she continues. "I need a huge favor." It's Paul's birthday this weekend. My heart skips a beat at his name. And we have tickets to this play he's been dying to see. But my dad's not doing well, and I need to fly home. "Oh, Jess, I'm sorry." "Thanks, but here's the thing," Paul refuses to go alone or take anyone else. "Could you maybe?" I freeze. Go to a play. With Paul. Alone. "Miguel? You still there?" "Yeah, I should say no. I need to say no. Sure, I'll go." "What the fuck am I doing?" "You're a lifesaver," Jess squeals. "I'll text you the details. Love you." She hangs up before I can change my mind. I flop back on my bed, groaning. This is a terrible idea, but part of me is thrilled at the thought of seeing Paul again. My phone pings with a text. Unknown number. "Hey, it's Paul. Jess gave me your number. Thanks for agreeing to come to the play. Can't wait to see you." I stare at the message, my finger hovering over the reply button. This is my chance to back out, to do the right thing. Instead, I type "looking forward to it." As I hit send, I can't shake the feeling that I'm stepping onto a roller coaster I won't be able to get off. But damn if I'm not excited for the ride. Saturday night. I'm standing outside the theater, fidgeting with my shirt collar. Why the hell did I wear a suit? "Miguel." I turn, and there's Paul, looking like he just stepped off a GQ cover. Fuck me. "Hey," I manage, my mouth dry. He pulls me into a hug, and I get a whiff of that intoxicating cologne. "You look amazing," he whispers in my ear. I pull back, flustered. Thanks, you too. We head inside, and I'm hyper-aware of every accidental brush of his arm against mine. The theater's packed, our seats crammed together. As the lights dim, Paul leans in close. I'm really glad you came. I nod, not trusting my voice. The play starts, but I can barely focus. All I can think about is Paul's thigh pressed against mine, his arm on the shared armrest. Halfway through, during an intense scene, Paul's hand finds mine in the dark. I should pull away. I don't. The play ends, and we're both a mess, tears streaming down our faces. Emotional roller coaster doesn't begin to cover it. That was. I start. Yeah, Paul agrees, his eyes shining. Listen, I know a place nearby. Want to grab a drink? Every fiber of my being screams that this is a bad idea. Sure, I hear myself say. 20 minutes later, we're parked at a secluded spot overlooking the ocean. Paul kills the engine, and silence falls. This is my special place, he says softly. I've never brought anyone here before. I turn to look at him, and the moonlight catching his profile nearly takes my breath away. Paul, He cuts me off with a kiss, urgent and needy. This time I don't push him away. I pull him closer. As things heat up, a small voice in the back of my head whispers, "What about Jess?" But with Paul's hands on me, and the ocean stretching out before us, I find it harder and harder to care. I wake up the next morning, my head pounding and my conscience screaming. Memories of last night flood back. Paul's hands, his lips, the sound of the waves. Fuck, I groan, burying my face in my pillow. My phone buzzes. It's Jess. How was the play? Did Paul have a good time? Call me. I stare at the message, guilt churning in my stomach. I can't face her. Not now. Maybe not ever. For the next 2 weeks, I ghost everyone. Paul's texts pile up, each one making me feel worse. Last night was amazing. Can we talk, Miguel, please? I can't deal. Instead, I throw myself into work and hit up Grindr. Maybe a random hookup will help me forget. That's how I end up at Oz again, waiting for a guy named Orlando. He's the owner, apparently. Hot, successful, and most importantly, not Paul. Orlando's charming enough, all smiles and subtle touches. We end up at his place, clothes flying off before the doors even closed. But as he kisses down my neck, all I can think about is Paul. Paul's hands, Paul's lips, Paul's voice, Paul's voice. Stop, I gasp, pushing Orlando away. He looks confused. Everything okay? No, nothing's okay. I'm a horrible friend, a cheater, and I'm using this poor guy to try and forget someone I can't have. I'm sorry, I mutter, grabbing my clothes. I can't do this. I bolt from his apartment, ignoring his calls behind me. Out on the street, the cool night air hits me, and I finally break down. Tears stream down my face as I walk home, the weight of everything crashing down. I've royally fucked up, and I have no idea how to fix it. My phone buzzes again. It's Jess. Back in town. We need to talk. Coffee tomorrow. I stare at the message, my heart racing. This is it. She knows. She has to know. With shaking hands, I type back, okay. As I hit send, I can't shake the feeling that my whole world is about to come crashing down. I'm at the cafe, jittery from too much coffee and not enough sleep. Every time the door opens, I flinch, expecting Jess to walk in and slap me. When she finally arrives, she's glowing? What the hell? Miguel, she hugs me tight. God, I missed you. I hug her back stiffly, waiting for the other shoe to drop. So she says, sitting down, how have you been? Fine, I lie. How's your dad? Much better, thanks. She pauses, studying me. Okay, what's wrong? You look like you're about to puke. I take a deep breath. Jess, I need to tell you something. Wait, she interrupts. Me first. I haven't been entirely honest with you. My heart stops. This is it. Paul. He's not really my boyfriend. I blink. What? She rushes on. He's just a friend from work. I kind of set you two up. The world tilts on its axis. You what? I know you've had a rough time dating, and Paul's been into you since I showed him your picture, so we cooked up this whole fake relationship thing to introduce you without pressure. I'm speechless. All this time. I'm sorry it took so long to tell you, Jess continues. But after your birthday date, Paul said you ghosted him, so I figured it didn't work out. My mind's reeling. But the kissing, the PDA. Jess laughs. We never kissed, maybe a peck on the cheek for show, but that's it. Paul's gay, Miguel. Very, very gay. And very into you. I slump back in my chair, overwhelmed. Holy shit. Are you mad? Jess asks, looking worried. I should be. This whole thing is insane, but all I feel is relief and hope. No, I say slowly. I'm not mad, but Jess. Yeah. I need to go. Right now. She grins. Go get him, Tiger. I'm out the door before she finishes speaking, my heart pounding. I need to find Paul. I need to explain. I need him. As I race through the streets, my phone buzzes. It's Paul. At our spot. Please come. I pick up speed, a grin spreading across my face. Maybe, just maybe, I haven't fucked this up beyond repair after all. I'm out of breath by the time I reach our spot, the secluded beach, where we spent Paul's birthday night. He's there silhouetted against the setting sun, looking like a goddamn romance novel cover. Paul, I call out, my voice cracking. He turns, and the look on his face nearly breaks me. Hope, fear, longing all mixed up in those gorgeous eyes. Miguel, he says softly as I reach him. I wasn't sure you'd come. I'm sorry, I blurt out. I'm so fucking sorry. I thought, Jess, I didn't know. He holds up a hand, stopping my rambling. Jess told you. I nod, trying to catch my breath. Why didn't you tell me? Paul sighs, running a hand through his hair. I wanted to, so many times, but I was scared. Scared you wouldn't feel the same, scared I'd lose you completely. So instead, you let me think I was the world's shittiest friend. He winces. I know, it was stupid. I'm sorry. We stand there, the waves crashing behind us, so much left unsaid. That night I start, my heart racing. The play, the beach. Was it real? Paul steps closer, his eyes never leaving mine. Every second of it. Miguel, I've been crazy about you since the moment we met. Everything, the singing, the flirting, the kiss, it was all real. My breath catches. But Orlando. Jess told me, he says, a flash of hurt crossing his face. I get it. You thought you couldn't have me, so. I shake my head vehemently. No, you don't get it. I was trying to forget you, but I couldn't. Paul, I can't find the words. So instead, I grab him and kiss him with everything I've got. He responds immediately, pulling me close, his lips moving against mine with a hunger that matches my own. It's like that first kiss in the bathroom, but better because now there's no guilt, no secrets between us. When we finally break apart, we're both breathing hard. So Paul says, a grin spreading across his face, where do we go from here? I lace my fingers through his, my heart full to bursting. Anywhere. As long as it's together. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting everything in a golden glow, I realize that sometimes the most unexpected twists in life lead to the happiest endings. Or rather, beginnings. It's been 6 months since that night on the beach, and I still can't quite believe how my life has changed. Paul and I are sprawled on the couch in my apartment, well, our apartment now. He's playing his guitar, humming softly, while I pretend to read a book. Really, I'm just watching him, marveling at how lucky I am. You're staring again, he says without looking up, a smirk playing on his lips. Can you blame me? I toss back, not even trying to deny it. He puts the guitar aside and pulls me into his lap. You know, if you take a picture, it'll last longer. I prefer the real thing, I murmur, leaning in for a kiss. Just then, the doorbell rings. Paul groans. That'll be Jess. Right. Dinner. I'd almost forgotten. We opened the door to find Jess beaming at us, a bottle of wine in hand. Happy 6-month anniversary, lovebirds. As we settle in for dinner, laughing and talking, I can't help but think about how different things were half a year ago. The guilt, the confusion, the fear, it all seems like a distant dream now. Earth to Miguel, Jess says, waving her hand in front of my face. Where'd you go? I smile, squeezing Paul's hand under the table, just thinking about how grateful I am, for both of you. Jess raises her glass. To unexpected matchmaking and happy endings. To taking chances, Paul adds, his eyes locked on mine. I raise my own glass, feeling like my heart might burst. To love. In all its messy, complicated, beautiful forms. As we clink glasses, I realize that this right here, right now, is everything I never knew I wanted. It wasn't an easy road, and God knows we had our share of drama getting here. But looking at Paul, seeing the love shining in his eyes, I know it was all worth it. Later, after Jess has gone home and Paul and I are curled up in bed, he whispers, "Any regrets?" I think about it for a moment. The lies, the misunderstandings, the heartache. Then I look at him, my best friend, my lover, my everything, and smile. Not a single one. He pulls me closer, and as I drift off to sleep in his arms, I know that whatever challenges life throws our way, we'll face them together. Because sometimes the most unexpected love stories turn out to be the best ones of all.